Hello, what's up, everyone? My name is Tyler Adolfo. I am 28 years old, and I have a diagnosis of bipolar type 1 disorder with psychotic features. I've said in past videos of mine how I feel like a part of me died once I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and I know that's such a profound statement to make, and so I wanted to make this video where I dive deep into the details and elaborate on exactly what it is I mean when I say I feel like a part of me died when I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. On this channel, I make content primarily about my mental health battles, focused on my diagnosis of bipolar. I have a playlist called Bipolar Breakdown with more than 100 videos talking about my experiences through mania, depression, and recovery. So if you're interested and new here, check those out. Really appreciate it. But for the focus of this video, I want to talk about why I miss the person who I was so much, the person who I was before bipolar disorder. The first thing is that I was a phenomenal student academically. And not just in the classroom, but also outside of the classroom, I excelled throughout most of high school and through the first part of my college career prior to going into mania. And I'll give a few quick examples. In high school, I did phenomenal on my advanced placement exams, the SAT. I excelled in mock trial, and our team won the mock trial divisional championship for the first time in school history while I was part of it. I participated in DECA and won first place in my district for business finance. I then moved on to states where I won first place in the state of Massachusetts for business finance. I then went to the International Career Development Conference where I got to apply the knowledge that I had accumulated over the course of that year. I participated in and won several stages of the Lions Club Youth Speech Contests. My performance at the state finals is actually on my channel if you want to check it out. I had a lot of high school accomplishments. I know, I peaked in high school. It's okay, you could say. Going to college, though, the success continued. I became a senator on the Student Government Association and was appointed to the Faculty Senate Program and Budget Council, where I represented student interests, advocated for student interests. I made it onto the university mock trial team, and it was a highly competitive team, the UMass Amherst mock trial team, and we won our first tournament of the year. And then COVID hit, and I kind of drifted away from that, but that's besides the point. I got involved in a social fraternity on campus and formed many friendships throughout these extracurriculars that I had participated in. And for the first time in my life, it felt like I actually had a really strong social network. So here I was in this position, thriving academically, and both inside and outside the classroom. That's not the only thing, though. The other component of this is that I was a confident introvert, but I wasn't afraid to step outside of my comfort zone. Even though I didn't particularly enjoy always being around people, I still craved that sense of belonging, that sense of peer approval. I think a lot of us do crave. I think all of us crave that to some degree. I don't know if crave's the appropriate word, but we all desire it to some extent. And so I satisfied those desires through my participation in mock trial, student government, and joining a college fraternity. The college fraternity, that latter example in particular, is such a profound instance of me stepping outside of my comfort zone, because here I was being this shy, introverted guy who was confident in front of crowds because I love public speaking, but struggled in one-on-one conversation. I rushed a fraternity, got to know a lot of the guys. They gave me a bid to join, and I pledged. And then I took on numerous leadership roles throughout my time in that fraternity. Although it was a very ephemeral period of time, it was incredibly short-lasting. The bottom line is that I wasn't limiting myself. I wasn't allowing the fact that I was an introvert to interfere with my ability to form strong relationships that could benefit myself in the future. The other thing that I really lost ever since I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder is in the past I had this unwavering drive to succeed in everything that I pursued. I already mentioned like inside and outside the classroom, extracurriculars that I was involved with, and it also transferred into workplace environments as well. I had a high paying position at the local chamber of commerce in my college town, working as a marketing intern, accumulating valuable experience that could also benefit me in the future. And of course, with mania, I lost all of these things. Mania derailed my life, it disrupted my routines and had devastating, life altering outcomes. I had this kind of formulaic approach in my education up until that point, before the mania hit, where I knew what it took to succeed and I did what I had to do in order to get there. Now, in the aftermath of mania, after having experienced these powerful delusions and hallucinations, I spiraled into a deep and profound depression. And since then, I've not been able to develop and maintain a routine with any kind of consistency like I have before. I spent the last 4 years drifting from routine to no routine to bad routine to terrible routine to decent routine back to okay routine to terrible routine again, and so on and so forth. It's just routine after routine. I've developed a routine of establishing and drifting away from routines. That's about the only thing that I can say. And I know it's kind of pathetic, but it's the truth. It is the truth of the matter. I suffered a catastrophic collapse in my confidence. I felt like if I could lose my sanity, my central command senator, my central command center, I lost control of it. And as a result of that, I had a lot of consequences. I got kicked out of school. I got kicked out of my fraternity and lost relationships. I lost my job. And all these things happening at once, the feelings I had after this transpired, it was just a total collapse in my confidence, because I felt like I had success in my life and now it was just gone. It had vanished in thin air. More than anything else, though, when I ponder on the situation, when I think about where I am today compared to where I was, even when I look in the mirror, I do not recognize myself anymore. From a physical standpoint, because before my diagnosis, I was 180 pounds, I was at a healthy weight, I was exercising regularly, eating healthy, and I ended up reaching a peak weight of 354 pounds after my diagnosis, after I came out of my manic episode. I've been able to get that down to approximately 300-ish, but I still got a long way to go to get back to where I was, and that's just physically. The mental toll is really just as severe. It had a ripple effect on my life, this manic episode. And when you have so much and then you just lose it all in an instant, of course it's going to rob you of your motivation. I feel like that's a human response to it. And in the long run, that manic episode will always exist as a traumatic event in my mind. It's traumatic because it's something I'll not truly ever be able to move on from. It's something I still think about frequently to this day. And when I look at my earlier videos talking about bipolar, I can see a shift in the right direction. in that I've been able to restore some characteristics that I've had in the past, but they're just operating at a much lesser extent. Going forward, I don't have this unwavering drive anymore. That's for sure. I do have a sense of cautious optimism as I move toward the future because I do not want to go into mania again and erase all the progress that has been made up until this point. I'm more focused now, not on overnight fixes, not on permanent solutions even. But there's actually a Japanese concept called Kaizen, and it's all about continuous improvement. Insofar as I gradually improve each and every day, I'll be able to become a better, happier, more successful person. I won't be the person that I was before. That person is gone. As I've said in previous videos, a part of me died after I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. The examples I outlined and enumerated in this video are the specifics as to the specific characteristics that I believe have passed on. And I've been able to use positive change and gradual change as a catalyst for trying to incorporate some of these things back into my life, but they're going to look differently going forward. I'm not going to take 19 credit course loads and do 3 extracurricular clubs at once anymore. It's just not feasible, it's not reasonable, it's not necessary. I don't have to prove anything to anybody, and I understand that. Another thing that I understand, and I'll close out the video with this, is that just because I'm a different person today, it does not mean I am incapable of making a positive difference in this world. I'm no doubt, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, I am a different person today. But I am still capable of making a positive difference. And whether I do that in the capacity as a lawyer, a teacher, or working in some other particular field, it's immaterial. What matters is that I will be making a positive difference in the lives of others, hopefully inspiring others with my story to the greatest extent possible. But the bottom line is that there's someone out there who will be positively impacted, positively influenced by the dedication and commitment I've demonstrated over these last few years, through the mania, through the depression, through the recovery process. It's been an arduous journey, and the journey is not over yet. We move onward each and every day. I will adhere to the wisdom that was iterated on the wall of Mr. Constantine's class. He was my AP English literature teacher, and he always had the best quotes, and one of them was a very simple one. It wasn't even a quote. It's just carpe diem. Seize the day. To me, what that means is make the most of every moment. Live the best life we can while we are here, because we are only here for a temporary period of time. Thank you all so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Everybody, hit that like button if you enjoyed this video so that more people can see it. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you have any thoughts or insights you'd like to share down below, put them right in the comment section. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Take care, everybody.